10 easy ways to get financing for your business. Business financing is within your reach. Getting working capital to grow your business doesn't have to be hard. There are several options for you to choose from. Many of these options work even if you have bad credit, and a lot of these options will work for startup ventures. Number 1 is unsecured business financing. It can provide some of the highest loan amounts. You can get 0% business credit cards with stated income. There are no financials required. These report to the business reporting agencies. You can build business credit at the same time. This will get you access to even more money without a personal guarantee. You can usually get a loan up to 5 times the amount of your highest revolving credit limit account now. This is up to $150,000. It is the highest amount of financing you'll typically see. You can get cash out of this program as well. There is no impact on your personal credit with this type of financing. You need a 700 credit score or a guarantor with good credit to get an approval. With good personal credit, you can get unsecured credit cards with a personal guarantee. With good business credit, you can get unsecured credit cards without a personal guarantee. With collateral-based loans, you use your assets as collateral. Rates are often 5% or less. Your personal credit rating will not matter. Some of the types of collateral you can use include your 401k, stocks, existing inventory, and accounts receivable. Or ask a friend or family member with these kinds of assets. They may let you leverage their asset in exchange for a % of your business. They usually want less of a percentage of your business than a venture capitalist would. 401k financing is typical. The second type is 401k financing. Use an existing 401k or IRA as collateral for your business financing and pay no tax penalties. You still earn interest on your 401k. There are low rates, often less than 5%. Close and fund in less than 3 weeks. You can usually get up to 100% of what's rollable within your 401k. The third variety is securities-based financing. Use your existing stocks as leverage to get business financing. Borrow as much as 90% of the value of your stocks. You keep earning interest on the stocks pledged as collateral. Closing and funding takes less than 3 weeks. There is a 70 to 90% loan to value. Rates are as low as 1.6%. This is a working capital line of credit and challenged personal credit. The fourth type is inventory financing. Use your existing inventory as collateral for business financing. You need inventory valued at $500,000 or more. You can get approved for a line of credit for 50% of inventory value. Rates are usually 5 to 15% depending on the type of inventory. You can get funding within 3 weeks or less. The minimum inventory loan amount is $150,000. The general loan to value or cost is 50%. So inventory value needs to be $300,000 or more. It can't be lumped together inventory like office equipment. The fifth type is accounts receivable financing. Use your outstanding account receivables for financing. Get as much as 80% of your receivables advanced ongoing in less than 24 hours. The remainder of the accounts receivable is released once the invoice is paid in full. Closing takes 2 weeks or less. Factor rates are as low as 1.33%. This is an accounts receivable credit line with rates of less than 1% with no consumer credit requirement. Receivables should be with the government or another business. If you also have purchase orders, you can get financing to have those filled. You won't need to use your cash flow to do so. Get forwarded up to 80% of receivables. You have to be in business for 1 year. These must be receivables from another business. There are rates of 1.25 to 5%. The sixth form is equipment financing. You can get financing to buy or lease new equipment. Use your first and last month's payments to be approved. Rates vary widely based on risk factors. You can be approved with average credit of 650 or better. The lender will undervalue the equipment by possibly up to 50%. This will be on major equipment only. The lender won't combine a lot of small equipment. You can get loans of up to $2 million. The seventh type is crowdfunding. Try a service like Kickstarter. Make sure you read the fine print. Many crowdfunding platforms make you give all of the funding back if you do not make your goal by the end of the campaign, but Indiegogo has a flexible funding option. Crowdfunding platforms take a percentage of the donations. Crowdfunding platforms generally push to have you deliver on your promises, so you'll have to actually manufacture a product or do anything else your business is supposed to be doing. Donors can become weary of crowdfunding pitches. Straightforward businesses might not do so well. Crowdfunding tends to work best when donors can personally connect with the product or service. These often are products which aren't quite on the shelves yet, or artistic endeavors. Standard widgets will not attract brand ambassadors. They probably won't get donors too fired up. You need to decide on how much to ask for, what perks you will give, and for which donor levels, whether you're likely to succeed in being funded, which determines if you want regular or flexible funding, and the length of your campaign. You need to evoke emotions in your donors. The most effective feelings are urgency. They have to donate now. Scarcity. They can't get the product or service anywhere else, or it's running out. Novelty. Your product or service is new, or your spin on existing one is new. And the cool factor. Your product or service is cool and has cachet. Campaign basics. Your pitch video must be great. Be courteous, always. Present any tangible evidence of your product or service so you don't look fly-by-night. Don't be greedy and ask for far more than you need. More campaign basics. Be gracious if your campaign fails. Your stretch goals should be a mix of readily attainable and pie in the sky. Line up your most significant and dependable donors before you even start. And share your campaign on social media multiple times. The eighth variety is SBA loans. You usually need to show some time in business for these. The most popular SBA loan for working capital is the 7A. There are approvals for up to $750,000. Rates are usually 2 to 4% above prime rate. All owners with more than 20% ownership must provide a personal guarantee. Good consumer credit is required. SBA Express is a faster means of securing an SBA loan. Those loans go up to $250,000. Rates usually range from 2 to 4% above prime rate. Also available is Community Express for low and moderate income entrepreneurs. SBA 504 is the SBA's second most popular loan type, often used to buy land, equipment, or real estate. The bank funds the loan, and SBA generally guarantees up to 40%. You can usually get a loan up to $1 million. Typically, you contribute 10% of the equity. 7M is their microloan program. There are loans up to $35,000 for working capital and growth. The average loan amounts are about $10,000. The funds come straight from the SBA. This is unlike the 7A, where funds come from a bank. The ninth sort is grants. Like scholarships for school, grants generally do not have to be paid back. You generally have to show experience in what you are proposing. Governments often have lists of the grants they are ready to give out. Always check requirements carefully and follow them to the letter. Let's start with federal grants. The federal government wants to give you money. For urban projects, try HUD, Housing and Urban Development. Here are two examples. One is a funding opportunity, FR 6100-N-07, Capacity Building for Community Development and Affordable Housing Grants, Section 4. And the other is funding opportunity, FR 6100-N-14, Jobs Plus Initiative. For rural projects, try the USDA, Department of Agriculture, which has programs such as Program 101 Rural Business Development Grants and Program 101 Value-Added Producer Grants. Federal funding always means paperwork. Fill it out completely and correctly to be considered at all. Now let's look at state and local grants. Your local government also provides grants such as Florida Small Business Grants and North Carolina Small Business and Women and Minority-Owned Business Grants. These are often less restrictive than federal grants. You need to show you are helping the community. Try to partner with a local business. The 10th form is business credit. This credit links to your EIN and not your Social Security number. This credit is available without a personal guarantee. It is available regardless of personal credit. Even startups can get business credit immediately. Following a prescribed sequence increases your chance of success. Start with vendor credit and work with starter vendors. Get credit for your regular purchases like office supplies and coffee. These vendors report to the business reporting agencies within 60 days. They help you build your business credit profile and score. 3 starter vendors we like are Uline Shipping Supplies, Quill Office Supplies, and Monopolize Your Marketplace. Get over 5 of these to report to the CRAs, 8 or more is ideal, before moving on to the next step. Next is store credit. After 60 days, you can then get higher limit, often $2,500 to $10,000 revolving store accounts. These are from major stores like Dell, Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, and many more. As you continue to apply, you'll get even more credit at more stores with higher limits. Use this credit to buy the things you need to fund your business. Next up is fleet credit. After you have a total of 8 to 10 accounts reporting, you can get fleet credit. These are companies like BP and Chevron. This is with higher limits that you can use at a multitude of sources. Business credit is the only way to get money for a business if you don't have collateral, cash flow, good personal credit, or a guarantor. Next, move on to cash credit. These are companies like Visa and MasterCard. Keep your Social Security number off these applications. Use your EIN instead. Next is more revolving credit. These are companies like Walmart and Dell, also Home Depot, BP, and Racetrack. These are often MasterCards. With 14 trade accounts reporting, these are attainable. Anyone can pull business credit reports. You need business credit to qualify for loans. You can get high limit accounts quickly. You don't need a personal guarantee or credit check. This is one of the fastest ways to get money beyond immediate funding. Bonus Type 11 is invoice factoring. Your company gets a percentage of outstanding invoices fronted by the factoring company. The factoring company then goes directly after any company which owed you money and collects on it themselves. If a retailer owes you $1,000 on a 12-month payment basis, you might give that invoice to the factoring company to get something like $950 in a week. The factoring company would then collect the full amount from the retailer. This makes it possible for you to extend credit or negotiate longer-term payment plans in exchange for other more favorable terms, such as getting a retailer on board with your new company. You can do this without holding what are essentially IOUs for months at a time. You get the money now when you need it the most. Second bonus number 12 is microloans. You can't get a microloan from a regular lender. Instead, you get a microloan from a microlender. Try the Association for Enterprise Opportunity to find a local microlender. You can find them at www.microenterpriseworks.org. A microloan is exactly what it sounds like. It's not a lot of money, but if your business only needs about $500 to $35,000, a microloan could work. There are lots of choices for funding. These include unsecured business financing, collateral-based loans with collateral like 401k accounts and accounts receivable. Securities and inventory financing are also available, as are equipment financing and crowdfunding. More choices for funding include SBA loans, federal, state, and local grants, business credit, invoice factoring, and microloans. We can help. Contact us today to learn more about 10 easy ways to get financing for your business.